guess history to date would indicate that FCPA enforcement certainly is on the rise, and while we've seen some fairly significant activity over the past few years and some even blockbuster cases and a lot of prosecutions in 2009, from everything that we hear, especially at the conference today, and hearing from the regulators, perhaps we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg. I think last year they reported that they had 120 active cases that were yet unpublic. This year it's up to 130. If you back out some of the settlements, it means they're still continuing to add to some of the backlog. So it seems pretty clear that it's going to be an area of white-hot enforcement for a few years to come. You obviously don't want to buy a problem either if you're making an acquisition of another company, and there's some precedent out there in terms of how long you have to perform due diligence in order to get a get-out-of-jail-free card, so to speak, because something that you find after that is deemed to be your own issue. But there's also then the area of sales agents, distributors, business partners, for lack of a better term, and any public company of any size, not only in the U.S. but globally, has hundreds, if not thousands, of such relationships. So there's a need, obviously, based under some of the current prosecutions that DOJ and the regulators have taken forward. There's a need to do or perform due diligence with respect to your business partners, but the real issue is how far do you have to go, because I think you can understand if you have thousands of business partners, compliance can die under its own weight within an organization. I think we heard some people today saying it's hard to prove a negative. In other words, how do you prove the value of my compliance program? If it's effective, then how do you know you're stopping stuff? How do you know that my compliance program is really having an effect? So I guess the way to summarize it is people know there's a requirement, I think. The real issue is how do I go about it? I mean, we have some approaches to try to minimize the impact of that requirement in terms of taking a risk-based approach. But even then, I think there's probably still a wide range of approach in terms of what people think needs to be done with respect to various relationships. Just like there is a movement among companies to be green, because that's a public opinion, I think you'll begin to see, and we are seeing, a move by companies to want to react to public opinion with respect to the corruption aspect, or the corruption problem, if you will. I think most discussions about corruption come at it not from the social angle, meaning that it's against the law, therefore you shouldn't do it. I think probably an equally, if not a more compelling argument, is what we heard Lanny Brower speak about today from DOJ, that being that it's a corrosion on society, a corrosion on moral values, a corrosion on the legal system in public perception of business. And so I think that's a compelling argument.